Music, a universal language that transcends age, gender, and cultural boundaries. It's an art form that has been with us from time immemorial, a profound mode of expression that resonates in every corner of our globe. From the rhythmic drumming of ancient tribes to the electronically synthesized beats of today, music has been a constant companion in our journey as a species. It's woven into the very fabric of our societies, transforming itself to reflect the times while shaping our emotions, thoughts, and cultures. It's a truly magical phenomenon, capable of evoking a spectrum of emotions, from joy to sorrow, from love to longing. It's a reflection of our humanity, a testament to our creativity, and an integral part of our identity. Music is a mirror that reflects the times, a diary that records our collective stories, and a compass that points to our shared aspirations. Join us on this fascinating journey through time as we explore the evolution of music. Opening. The origins of music, as ancient as humanity itself. Our journey starts at the dawn of human civilization, where the first melodies were born out of necessity and instinct. Picture early humans using their voices to communicate, to mimic the sounds around them, to express emotions. These early vocalizations were more than mere sounds. They were the seeds of music. And then, the discovery of rhythm. Imagine the primitive instruments, rocks and sticks, being struck together, echoing the heartbeat, the pulse of life itself. This was the beginning of percussion, the backbone of many music forms we relish today. As civilization evolved, so did music. Enter the era of ancient Greece, where music was an integral part of society. The Greeks believed in the music of the spheres, a concept that the planets and stars in their celestial dance created a form of divine harmony. This belief in the cosmic connection of music played a pivotal role in the development of musical theory, which is still in use today. As we journey further in time, we arrive at the Middle Ages, a period often shrouded in mystery and misconception. However, when it comes to music, the Middle Ages were anything but dark. The melodies of this era were vibrant, full of life and emotion. Courtly love songs, religious hymns, and the wandering melodies of the troubadours filled the air. Music played a central role in the medieval court, providing entertainment and showcasing the wealth and sophistication of the nobility. The troubadours, traveling musicians of the time, spread music and stories from town to town, shaping the cultural landscape. The human voice was the star of the show in medieval music. But this era also saw the development of early musical notation, allowing compositions to be written down and shared, a significant leap forward in the evolution of music. Closing. As we leave the Middle Ages behind, the music landscape begins to shift dramatically. From the echoes of ancient rhythms to the harmonies of the medieval era, the journey of music is a reflection of our own journey as a civilization. And as we move forward in time, this journey continues, ever-changing, ever-evolving. From the grandeur of the Baroque era to the emotional depth of the Romantic period. A fascinating transition unraveled in the world of music, carrying with it a sweeping change in musical styles and expressions. The Baroque era, spanning from the late 16th century to the mid-18th century, was marked by a distinct tonality and complex polyphonic compositions. It was a time of grandeur and extravagance, reflected in the elaborate works of composers like Johann Sebastian Bach and George Friedrich Handel. Their music, intricate and ornate, was like a beautifully woven tapestry of sounds, where each note played an integral part in the overall piece. Then came the classical period, a leap from the rich complexity of Baroque music to a style that was clear, balanced, and filled with a sense of grace. Lasting from the mid-18th century to the early 19th century, this period saw the emergence of composers like Wolfgang Amadeus Mozart and Ludwig van Beethoven, who strived for perfection in form and clarity in expression. Their symphonies, sonatas, and concertos, marked by a strong emphasis on melody and harmony, set the stage for the evolution of music as we know it. As the classical period gave way to the Romantic era in the 19th century, music took on a whole new dimension. Romantic music, characterized by its emotional depth and individualistic expression, was less about structured form and more about conveying profound feelings. Composers like Frédéric Chopin and Franz Schubert used their music as a canvas to paint vivid images and tell compelling stories, reaching into the hearts of listeners and evoking powerful emotions. This transition from the Baroque to the Classical period and then to the Romantic era represents a significant evolution in the history of music. It was a journey from grandeur to grace, from complexity to clarity, and from formality to feeling. And as we move into the 20th century, music becomes a powerful tool for expression and change. The birth of jazz and blues paves the way for a cultural phenomenon, pop music. As we step into the early 20th century, a new sound starts to resonate across the United States. This sound is jazz, a genre that emerges from African American communities, combining elements of African rhythms with European harmony. Jazz is all about improvisation and individual expression, and it soon becomes an influential force in the world of music. But jazz is not alone. Parallel to its rise, another genre is making its mark: the blues. Born from the hardship and resilience of the African American experience, the blues is a deeply emotional genre. Its repetitive patterns and melancholic tones echo the struggles and triumphs of its creators. These two genres, jazz and blues, become intertwined, each influencing the other and shaping the landscape of American music. They bring about a new kind of sound, a sound that breaks away from the rigid structures of the past and embraces freedom and spontaneity. This is the sound that sets the stage for the birth of pop music. Fast forward to the mid-20th century, and we see the emergence of pop music. Pop, short for popular music, takes the catchy rhythms of jazz, the emotive lyrics of blues, and blends them with new technology to create music that is accessible and appealing to a broad audience. Pop music is all about catchy hooks, relatable themes, and mass appeal. It becomes a cultural phenomenon, transcending borders and breaking down barriers. From the improvisational genius of jazz to the raw emotion of blues, these genres lay the foundation for pop music. They create a musical revolution that continues to influence the music we listen to today. Music is no longer just an art form, it becomes a means of communication, a way to express our shared human experience. But the music evolution doesn't stop here. It's time to rock and roll. Enter the era of rock and roll, a genre that would change music forever. It was a revolution, a loud and rebellious roar that erupted in the mid-20th century. This was a time when Elvis Presley, the king of rock and roll, swiveled his hips and stole the hearts of millions. He wasn't just a singer, he was a cultural icon, a symbol of a generation yearning for change. Then, across the Atlantic, another revolution was brewing. The Beatles, four lads from Liverpool, transformed the music scene with their catchy tunes and charismatic performances. They set the stage for the British invasion, a wave of British rock and pop acts that took the world by storm. But rock and roll was more than just music. It was a statement, a way of life. It pushed boundaries, challenged conventions, and gave a voice to the voiceless. It was music that spoke to the heart, and in doing so it changed the world. However, the revolution didn't stop there. As rock and roll was making its mark, another genre was emerging from the streets of New York City. Born from the struggles and triumphs of urban life, hip-hop was a voice for the unheard. It was a raw and powerful expression of reality, told through rhythm and rhyme. Hip-hop artists like Grandmaster Flash and the Furious Five used their music to shed light on social issues, sparking conversations and inspiring change. The genre quickly gained momentum, becoming a global phenomenon that transcended cultural boundaries and transformed the music industry. From the soul-stirring melodies of rock and roll to the powerful beats of hip-hop, these genres revolutionized the music scene. They challenged norms, inspired change, and gave a voice to the voiceless. They showed us that music is more than just a collection of sounds. It's a reflection of our experiences, our struggles, our triumphs, and our dreams. From ancient melodies to hip-hop beats, music has come a long way. Each era brought with it a new sound, a new rhythm, a new revolution. And as we look back at the evolution of music, we can't help but wonder, what's next? What new sounds, what new rhythms, what new revolutions await us in the future? Only time will tell. But one thing is clear: music, in all its diverse forms, will continue to inspire, to move, and to change us. From ancient melodies to hip-hop beats, music has come a long way. As we look to the future, one thing is certain: music will continue to evolve. The beat of innovation never stops. Just as the rhythm and blues of the past paved the way for the pop and rock anthems we know today, modern music is already setting the stage for the melodies of tomorrow. Technology plays a pivotal role in this evolution. From the synthesizers that defined the 80s to the digital music platforms that shape our listening habits today, technology and music are intricately intertwined. Now, with advancements in artificial intelligence and virtual reality, we're on the cusp of a new musical revolution. Imagine experiencing a concert from the comfort of your own home, with the same intensity and excitement as being there in person, or AI-composed songs that cater to your personal tastes and mood. What's the next chapter in the evolution of music? Only time will tell. Until then, keep the music playing.